Blessed are all those who wait for the Lord. Other translations say, blessed are those who trust in the Lord. Brothers and sisters, the gospel, you see, we hear that when Jesus saw the crowd, he felt compassion for them because they were harassed and helpless, like the sheep without the shepherd. The word of compassion comes from two Latin words, com, which is with, then passio, or passion, which means suffering, to suffer, compassion with suffering. So, dear brothers and sisters, it is always good to feel compassion for others, feel one with them, feel their pain. And it's also say, it's also good to take somebody's medicine for headaches on his or her behalf. Somebody is sick. That is feeling compassion, and you take the medicine of that person. I don't know how logical it is. I'm not the one who is sick, but someone is sick, and I'm taking the medicine on that person's behalf. That is feeling compassion. So there's nothing wrong actually feeling compassion for others. And that is also what Jesus actually did. He came and also took our human form, human flesh, to be one with us, to feel compassion with us, to be one with us. That is actually what we are supposed to do, to feel the pain of the other person, what the person is undergoing, to we have to feel compassion with that person. But now, most of us actually, we end there in feeling compassion for the other. We end there. Somebody is sick, yes. You feel, say, sorry for the sickness. I feel one with you. But we don't take extra mile, you see. That's feeling compassion, that person, the one we see. We don't go extra mile like Jesus, at least for him. He went extra mile to do something for them. He preached to them. He cured them. He healed all their sicknesses and so forth. And that is actually what we are called to do. Not just ending at feeling compassion. Anyone can actually feel compassion as long as somebody has the heart. Some people are heartless. I don't know how true it is. Some people are heartless. They don't feel anything, even if somebody is undergoing pain. They're just like that. The heart is just numb or dumb, cannot feel anything. But Jesus went ahead. He healed them. He cured all their sicknesses, their diseases, and so forth. And actually, he did something great for them, sending the disciples to go out because he saw that these people are under the attack of the demon. Remember, a verse before the gospel, that is Matthew chapter 9, verse 34. Jesus was accused by the Jewish leaders that he is doing all these things by the power of the devil, Beelzebul, and so forth. But he couldn't have compassion. We are also called also to have compassion for the people, for one another. The first reading actually still tells us the same, how God is so compassionate for his people. You know that we need food, we need water, we need bread, we need so many things. And actually God will grant them to us. He will surely be gracious to you at the sound of your cry, to us at the sound of our cry. He knows that we need all these things, and he will provide them to us. We hear here, of course, Isaiah is telling the people how God has always been good to his people. He's speaking about the great slaughter. This is a slaughter which actually took place when the Assyrians actually are coming to throw Jerusalem down. But the God's angel actually came and slaughtered the Assyrian troops, 185,000 of them in number, to save the holy city of Jerusalem, not to fall into ruins. God is always compassionate to his people. He always comes to their aid. Me and you also, we are also called to be compassionate and go beyond by the very virtue of our baptism as Christians. We share in the mission of Jesus Christ, the mission that Jesus has given to the 12, and then later on, of course, to the 70. Then our translation, Luke put 72. That additional 2 is for we, the Gentiles, me and you. The additional 2, when you read another translation, Jesus sending out the 72 other disciples and giving them power. So we have that power. We have the mountain of power, so to call. Sometimes we don't use, and we are not aware that we have that power to cast out the demons, to heal, to cure diseases and so forth. We do not know sometimes that we have that power, but we have them. So we have the mission to continue with the work of Jesus Christ. The mission that Jesus began. He lived only for 33 years here in this world. And the other 30 years, you know that it was a hidden. So only 3 years. He did a lot. We think now, 3 years, what can we do? What can somebody do in 3 years? We can do a lot. What we began today will continue in future. We have to begin something. Let us not undermine what we have. Let us not underrate the gifts we have, the small gifts that we have. The good that we begin today, however small it is, it will always grow in future. And it will be very helpful. It will bear fruit. You know, when Jesus gives the parable of the mustard seed, very small seed which is sown, and then of course it grows and then becomes big. That's exactly what we are called to do. We begin something. Cannot say, no, what can I do? Me alone. Yes, you alone. You begin something. It will always grow. It will always grow. Then it becomes something big. Like Jesus beginning with 12 of his men, the uneducated, the fishermen. Few of them, of course, were educated, but most of them were not like the fishermen, you know, those who go there in the landing site. That those who are failed in life, people say it so, they are failed in life, so they go there to earn the living. So he began with those 12 men. And see, down the ages up to our time. So we are not so old, or we are not so young that we cannot begin anything. We are not too poor or too rich that we cannot begin anything. We have to begin something. No matter how small it is, how insignificant it is, I say it will always grow. And coincidentally, today we are celebrating the memory of St. Ambrose, the bishop. You know very well, the bishop of Milan. Actually, Ambrose was born in Germany. Then his father then was sent for a mission in Milan. And then from there, just like 2 years, it was in 1772. Then they moved there in Milan. And you know very well, Ambrose, when the bishop, of course, passed on, the bishop of Milan. So he was defending the Catholics and the Arians. Remember, they chose the bishop who actually was heretical. Then when actually the dispute arose, then Ambrose, being a lawyer, was found out to defend. So it's not right for the Arian to choose their bishop to lead the church. That's not right. And people turned against him, that he can now become the bishop. He was unanimously chosen. So, and then when they chose him not to be the bishop, he was not even, first he was not even a catechumen. He was a pagan actually. He was just started. And then by then, a catechumen have to take long for instruction. People have to take long for instruction. But now, since he was chosen unanimously, within 1 week, was baptized, was ordained, was consecrated a bishop. Yeah, of course that took place on a day like this. This is not the day when he died, actually. We know very well that all the saints, most of the saints, we celebrate the day when they died. But for Ambrose, it's a different case. This is a day when actually was consecrated, the Bishop of Milan. He died on the 3rd of April, 3rd of April, 379. after 24 years of active service as a bishop. When he died, it was Easter Saturday. So what did Ambrose do? I say coincidentally. When he was elected the bishop, when he became the bishop, he gave all his money to help the poor, the land, to the church. And then he devoted his life to the service of the people, defending the poor for their right. Even when Emperor Theodorus passed a decree to slaughter 7,000 Thessalonians, he had to call the emperor, then telling him to do public penance, defending the right of the people. Already I say that we have the mission. There are so many people suffering outside there, and we actually have to go, have to reach them. This is what actually Jesus is telling us. He charged them to go and cleanse lepers, heal the sick, raise the dead, and cast out demons. We have that mission. We have that power. I already said that we have the mountain of power. Something is very big. We have really power that we can do a lot, but unfortunately, sometimes we don't realize that we have that power. So we are called to take the example of St. Ambrose. You remember Ambrose, his teaching really touched the life of Augustine, only one. Even as when you help one person, that assistant means the whole world to that particular person. Means the whole world. Says, I don't have much. Help one person. Reach to that particular person who is in need. Will change his or her entire life. And that small help will be the entire world to that person, like the preaching of St. Ambrose. That really touched the life of Augustine. And you know very well. Theology, yes, we have it today, shaped by the teaching of St. Augustine. Nobody else. After St. Paul comes Augustine, you know very well. And when they said that even Ambrose, he was a layman, then immediately he started studying theology, reading the books about theology and then philosophy. He was well versed, of course, with the Greek, so he could read those Eastern philosophers and theologians, so he could understand, which of course nobody knew by then, the Greek, because coming from the other side. But then there in Milan, they speak only Italian and other, and the Romans, the Roman language. So we are called to emulate the life of St. Ambrose, to always be committed in all that we do, be committed in our Christian calling, in our religious calling, in the ministry that being entrusted to us. And it begins with me, not with somebody else. Let us not wait for somebody outside there to come and begin doing charity for us. It begins with me. I remember during the chapter I was telling brothers, some of you were present and you thought that I was joking. The money will not come from outside. We have to work hard. There's a custody to look for money to run the custody, because tomorrow we shall remain us alone. When the Rome stops sending money for the formation, where will we run? We have to begin today. And most of the brothers think that is a joke. It is not a joke. Most of the brothers think that there's a lot of money there, which has been kept there, brothers sleeping on it. So you finish, then you come, then you see where it is there. Some of you actually will also come and work in that office. So you come and see whether it is there. Or you will be running up and down. Seeing that brother is sick, they need like 15 million. You have to give. Where will you get it if you don't begin it today? So we are encouraging brothers, at least only for the local contribution to be given. There's something more than the local contribution should be given. Because there are those brothers, they get a lot of money, but they will never think of giving a portion. But instead they think of, what will I get from the custody? What will I get from the custody? Or what, instead of saying, what should I contribute to the custody? I think there's always blessing in giving. There's always blessing in giving. When we give, God blesses us the more. Blessed is in the hands that give than the one that receives. By receiving, you think that we don't benefit much, but when you give, God always feels where we removed it from. Our mission is to make sure that the custody become great, so that those who comes after us, they will praise us, that this would have done. No, nowadays we are praising the Indian friars. All the institutions that we see began by them. So assuming that not began. Not for me, if I only think of myself, not think of the other tomorrow. What will those who come after me, what will they benefit? What will they stand on? At least we have to do something, dear brothers and sisters. We have to do something. Let us be like St. Ambrose. After giving everything, then he gained everything. He gained everything. Or did I say it may be something small. In a small, in a little way, let us always contribute towards the development of the church, towards the development of the order, towards the development of our communities. That small thing will always multiply. And once that one is done, it will always give glory to God. The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.